If your Python code can only print stuff and never react to the user, you're not programming yet, so let's change that in this video. In the first video, we looked at what Python looks like. In this video, we're going to make Python interact with the user. We'll take the input, work with the strings, clean messy data, and make decisions, because this is where real program actually began. So a moment where a script starts taking the user input, then that's the moment when it stops being a script and actually behave like a real system. So let me show you how. So let's say I have P is equals to, let's say 6, and then I'm going to do user equals to input. And for your kind information, inputs are always in strings. So if you want the inputs to be an integer, you have to mention input like this. Now, in this bracket, you can put any string and give a comma, and you can also put any number. No, you cannot put any number though. So now you can just put anything here, like you can put enter a number. You can also give a semicolon or colon if you want. It's optional though. Everything in the string is optional. So now I'm gonna print this user, and I'm also gonna print key, and let's see what we get. So now it's asking me. Now it's asking me to enter a number. Let's say I put 7, and then we get first our user's input, and then the P, because we put the order. Like we saw how we converted that input from a string into an integer, so we can convert any data type into another by simply a method called typecasting. So what a typecasting is, so when you explicitly mention what this variable's type should be, then that is called typecasting. So let's say we have t, which is equals to 5. Now, if we print it, print t, print now, so it should, so this is a type function. So now, if we print this, then we should get integer or int. Okay, so we got class int because numbers without decimal points are called integers. But what if I want this to be an integer or float? So I can simply do that by simply putting str and braces around it. Now this should show string. Yes, class str. Because now we converted this into a string. And what if we want this to be a float or number with decimals? So here we got float. Now, as you can see, we have float. So strings are sequences, not just text. So by strings, we can use, as you know, like they are anything with either single quotation marks or double quotation marks or triple quotation marks, like these. So any can be used for the strings, and each serve a different purpose. let me show you an example. So let's say I have word 1. It says, I'm going to use this one, and it says, Mary has a brother named George, and this uses double one. Wait a minute. George, okay. So Mary has a brother named George. So this uses double quotation marks inside the single one. So if you want to use the double quotation marks, then use this single one. And let's say you want to use both for a reason, then you can use the triple quotation marks. And by the way, these cannot be multi-line. Like if you want it to truly be a multi-line one, then you have to use these triple one. And let's say I have word 2. Word 2 is equals to Mary's little sister is Frank. Now, this one uses a single quotation mark, so that can come under double quotation mark. So the main thing is this should not come under this, and this should not come under this. So if you do, let's say I put double quotation, then it ends right over there. So that is the thing why we use these for a reason. And then we have word 3. Then I'm going to use triple. So Mary's little sister is named George. Really simple. Oh, why the hell it says T? Then we have to again give another letter or whatever, so it doesn't give us an error. We can just simply give a space right over here to avoid any syntax error. Otherwise, the Python interpreter thinks that this one is just for that one, and then where's the another one for to close this one. So you can just give a simple space if you like. And if you don't want any spaces, like if there's any extra spaces, then I'll teach you a method for that too. But the main thing is here. And let's say you want a specific word from one of those words. So let's say I want word 1. Let's say I want to know how word 1 is, like how big it is. So we can use the len function to count how many, like what's the length of it, like how many characters are there. So as per the Python interpreter, it has 33, and if we count it manually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. Okay, so we have 33. It is really accurate, so we don't have to do it manually if we want to just know. And let's say we want a specific character from word 1. Let's say I want the first character of it. And by the way, interpreter of any compiler or language has 0 as their first. In any language you can see, except for a few, which I'll tell you later. And yeah, it shows M. So in the 0 position, I have M or Mary. Now let's say I want the first or the second one. Then I have A. Let's say I want it to be one less. Then it will go to that position, which is M. So you can, if you are confused with it, then you can simply go there. Say you chose 0, then it will show this one, double quotation mark. Yeah, as you can see over here. So this is indexing, and let's say you want the 12th character, and then you put in an index. So after the 12th character, how many are there? Let's say a 12th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it should give R. Oh no, it didn't give any. Why? I don't know why the hell did that work that way. Let's say we put 0. Should, I don't know. I think it had any problem or something. Yeah, 1. Okay, I think it starts with 0. So this is the main formula. Like we have a substring, and then we take the word, and then the first index is the start. The middle one, or this one, can be our stop. This one is the step. For example, we have 5 colon 9. So it should be has. As you can see, it's has. Because if you start from the 5th character, and as we know that interpreters start from 0, then it should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Has. And then you go from the 9th character. So 6, 7, 8, 9. So always remember that it excludes the last character, so it comes to here. And since here is nothing, that you can see that we have a small space over here. We can do 8 too, because then we will get the same results. Yeah, so this is the main concept, and if we do it from the minus, then it will go from the behind and then give us our result. Yep, we got it. Has a brother named whatever. It did not show George because it then went again behind. And this one, 0. It always default. Even if you put nothing, then it's always 0. And zeros are always counted as a positive integer, never a negative one. There's nothing like negative 0. So we'll get the same thing because it is always included. Even if you don't put it, it's always there. Now, if you put it from the middle, then let's check the results. Only give us H. And let me tell you why. So as we know that H is our first character, meaning start. The stop is the first one, Mary. The step is -8. So okay, so raw user data is always messy, and we should know how to clean them. So we can clean them with these functions or methods of strings. So first we have lower and upper. Lower, like uncapitalized. You can say if your letters in strings are all caps, then it will just make it into small caps, like not caps, like small letters. And the upper one does the opposite. It makes it caps, capital letters. There's also a capitalize function for this. Then we have strip, which removes all the spaces, unnecessary spaces from the beginning and from the behind. And then we have the replace method, which we can use to replace one letter or character or whatever with another. And then we can use the split method to, yeah, like this. It splits each and every character just by finding spaces in them. Yeah, so I'm gonna just show you how to use them. So first of all, I'm gonna print, then I'm gonna do lower. And since we chose none, like no index, then it should do everyone. Or we can just do 0th position. Okay, but never mind, for this example, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, now as you can see, Mary has a brother named George, but the Mary is now in small. Now if I do the upper instead, upper, then it will show every character. Yeah, Mary has a brother named George. This is supposed to happen if the user did not if we did not clarify which one we want, then it will do for every. Then we have the strip method, which removes all the spaces from the beginning and behind, but our text doesn't have any from the behind, so let's just give it from here too. Yeah, let's see what's the output. Yeah, it's clean, there's no extra spaces. Good. Let me just remove this real quick. Then we have the replace method, which we can use to replace a specific letter from our substring. So let's say I want to move M from Mary into G, Gary. Now let's see. So yeah, as you can, so programs don't think, they choose. And by that I mean we can also put if-else statements in this. So let's say if, so like there are there are 3 of them. First is if, second is else if, and third is else. So if word 1 the length of word 1 is greater than 30, then we can print true. This is a Boolean value, by the way. Return true or print true. It's on us. I'm going to do the return true. What else you're showing error? Never mind, I'm going to do print. Yeah. And then we have else if, or in Python we call them elif. So elif or else if, the length of word 2 is greater than, then you can print again true. And if both are not good, then else print false. And make sure that your Boolean value has its first letter capital, otherwise it won't work. So by this I'm going to explain to you what are conditionals. So conditionals are if-else statements, like how you went to, like if you're a kid and you went to school, then if there's raining outside, then you wouldn't go to school. And if there's no raining, it's clean, good weather, then you would go to school. So same logic is applying here, and programs don't think they have to choose from those conditionals. So if the length of the word 1 is greater than 30 letters. And print true. By this, it means the length of the word 1. Let me just check real quick. So now I will give you a challenge where you have to make a project, like a simple project, really a mini project, in which you have to take input from the user, clean the input using the string method, make a decision using conditions, and print meaningful output. So you can make anything like a menu, like anything you like, and and try not to use AI at first, but you can use after your code is done, and when you just have to compare your code to AI's code, then you can use, but make sure just don't use it for no reason. And that's pretty much it. So try, and this is where you have to struggle. And I know it's a bit hard, but if this felt slightly uncomfortable, then good, because it should felt uncomfortable, because that is how we actually learn things. And programming is always learned by struggle, and every expert has struggled in the beginning. And by the way, in the next video I'll cover functions, and that is where our code becomes really powerful. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.